Hello, it is Alex Reynolds again with the Brand Leader. I hope you are doing so well today. This is our third video, and today we're going to talk about the contact page, editing the form, and how to designate who the contacts on that form go to. So I'm starting logged in. If you need help logging in, see the first video in the series. So I've got the dashboard from WordPress pulled up in one tab, and in this tab I've got the site. Let's go look at the contact page so we kind of get a sense of what we're dealing with. And it is a pretty simple page here. It's just got the basic copy here and then the form itself. So this will be pretty easy for us to edit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Pages, All Pages. Of course, I'm logged in, so I could also simply hit Edit Page, but I like to go and find it and make sure I know where I'm working. So I'm going to click Edit right there. That's going to pull up. We're going to give it a second. So as you can see, here is some different copy. Now, you see, and we saw this on the home page, we've seen this on a few different pages, there are some different ways that this breaks down, and this has a lot to do with the responsive web design. So we see when we hit a certain point, the things start stacking differently. So what this is doing is just responding to the width of the column, and by the column I mean this width. So all we're having to do is just make sure that we know that when we edit text in one place, we do need to edit in the other place, because what's going on here is you see there's two different rows going on here. You can kind of see this in these darkest gray outlines that surround all of these boxes. If I click this top thing here, what this is going to do is this is going to show me this is hidden on netbooks, or screens smaller than 1024 pixels. And I bet this is going to be hidden visible on netbooks, screen smaller. So this is for small screens, this is for big screens. It doesn't really, for your all's purposes and just editing text, you don't really need to know too much. Just make sure if you edit the text in one place, you edit it in the other. You also notice that this down here is where formable ID 2 comes in. Now, that's what we're really after right there. So what I would then say we're going to do is we're going to hop out of this page, because where the form lives and is editable is not actually here. This is what's called a short code in WordPress, and what this is doing is linking back to this formable plugin right here. So we're going to go into formable, and we're going to go to forms here, and notice here's a formable ID 2. And it's contact us form. So what do you know? And hey, look, there's the short code. So this is where you actually would come in here and edit this contact us form. So when you click edit, there's going to be a few different things. This is going to pull you in to first the build section of the form, which, as you can see, is where you put in all the information. Excuse me, I'm still kind of getting over a cold there. There's also your settings, which are your general settings for the form. Entries is where you're going to be able to see the individual entries in the contact us form. Views handles a few other things. Reports will tell you daily entries, monthly entries. You can kind of see it just gives you a couple of, and then this would allow you to switch to different forms. You've only got the contact us form. So if I go back to build, let's say I've got first name, last name, email, website, phone number. Let's say you wanted to collect their Instagram handle. So first thing to do would be, let's look at the settings that are in the current form. So this is a single line text form, and it's got a few other fields going on here. So one real easy way to create a new field so that it matches the other ones, the other thing to do would be to kind of, let's go look here. So if I wanted to see how this is stacking, so this is form first, form third. And that's a third, and I bet this one's going to be something like lat. It's another third, okay? This is going to be a half. Yep. The first half. And this is just going to be another half. So what we've done for you here is set up an opportunity, or set it up so that this form stacks very nicely. So let's say you wanted to create a couple more halves. So I wanted to duplicate this one. Okay. And let's say I'm going to move this field down under phone number. And I want to grab the last name as well. Now notice, remember the original one was 7. So I'm going to make sure I don't grab that one. I want to grab this new one here. Come down here, first name and last name. If I hit update now and refresh, what I hope I would see, and I do see it, is another first name and last name there. And that again has to do with these CSS layout classes, which sounds like gibberish, but if you kind of look at it, this is saying form, and it's the first half. Okay. And then this last name one is saying form, and it's just another half. It doesn't have to be the first half because there's already been. This is the first third, if that makes sense. So instead of being first name, I could say Instagram. Make sure there are no validations going on here, so that's great. And if you didn't want to require that field, you could just uncheck it right there. And I could do Facebook. As I said, this is just an example. Highly doubtful that you would want to collect people's Facebook and Instagram information on this particular form, but just as an easy example, if I then update this form and refresh, you notice I'm now have an Instagram and Facebook field for people to put their information into. So that's how you would create new fields on the form and edit that. I'm gonna get rid of those particular fields. As I said, we don't necessarily want to do that. So once I do that, you notice I hit refresh and it's going to go right back away. Look at that. Now, if I want to edit who the form's going to, I can come back here to settings, and it's actually here under form actions, form contact email notification. So what you're interested in is this to field right here. So you, if you want to change who it's going to, you can just change this email address. And look, it even gives you some helpful text down there at the bottom. It says add one or more recipient addresses separated by a comma. So what I can do is just say comma hello at me.com. I don't know who that is, so we're not going to actually send contacts there, but that would be how you would add a new address to that particular field. The default message is, of course, just meaning it's going to include the stuff in the form, and contact form email notification if you wanted to give a little more clarity from Chemence medical site. So that would be how you would create the different forms on this particular site, and then you can update them as such. So all you would then need to do is hit the update button, and you are done. So that is how you edit as well who the form is going to. So thank you for joining me today. Let me know if you have additional questions.